Okay, Alex, here we go, right? See? Hi, folks. You are watching and listening to a special edition of Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. I'm Mike Morales here in Southern California. That guy out there is
Dave Dinius in Reno, Nevada.
Dave
Hey,
is back in
I'm
Reno, back
projecting. I'm
back among the
projecting.
living, projecting. Yeah, even though we don't have to project anymore because we now have microphones.
We now
Wow,
have
for those of you who have been with us
nice
for all this
microphones.
time, we are now professional. We now have microphones. The last time I had a microphone in front of me, I was in radio. Actually, we started podcasting with Alex. Well, he's got it. Look at that, Mike.
Right?
Yeah. And I told Alex, I said, I'm in radio. You don't want to put a mic in front of me because I will never shut up. And it's
Yep.
been 25 years and I'm still talking.
Yep.
So,
Seal
so here
hasn't
we go.
shut up either.
Actually, it'll be 25 years this July 2024. We will keep you posted. We have big things coming for our 25th anniversary of Tequila Aficionado Media. But today,
Today and today only, we are doing
only today, we've got a brand new tequila that is just hitting the market. It's called Entremanos,
Entremanos
which in Spanish literally translates into
in
within
in
hands,
in hands.
within hands or in
In
hand.
hand. Yep.
And I like the name. Look at the packaging on this thing.
I know this is beautiful packaging.
The bottle has got that hammered feel to it. It's very textured.
Yes,
And
it
it
does.
does. It's hand blown, isn't it? It looks like it's hand blown.
I am not sure on that. I know it's
Oh, check it out. Look at the agave on the bottom.
I know it's hand labeled. I've seen some little videos of them doing this rope on there, and then they go and pad print the Entremanos on there.
Yeah, you could follow them on Instagram. They've got a lot of neat stuff. And
Yes, they do.
the PR company reached out to us, sent us a lot of information, so we'll impart all that information. But like we do all the time, I just popped the
Drink
seal on the
first.
top. We're gonna taste it first, then we'll give you all the ins and outs, all the stats and stories. Mira, look at that.
Even yeah, just
See how it's within hands? Look at those hands.
yep.
That's cool. That's very special. And I think there's some additional information about why they called it that and what they stand for and sustainability and stuff
Yeah,
like that. So
we can
I'm
discuss
really
that at the
interested.
end. Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll save for that for later. But I'm gonna pop mine and I'm gonna pour mine in my Stasso Jarrito for tequila.
The official tasting
Oh,
of Tequila Aficionado Media.
that's right, the official tequila glass of Tequila Aficionado Media. And you can
That's
buy
the one
these
I
at
have.
Chisholm Trail Craft glasses. These are
Yes.
specifically for tequila. We're using this one because it's an 80 proof tequila. They do make another one for mezcals and for anything that comes in at over 80 proof. It's got a much wider mouth surface, and you've seen us use it. If you haven't, check out some of the mezcal reviews that we've had on our
Yes.
YouTube channel. So,
Yes.
and if you
We got
haven't
many of
subscribed to
them.
the YouTube channel, give us a like down there right now. Give us a like. Leave us a comment if you had this tequila already before we have. Not too many people have.
Not
At
too
least,
many. No.
at least in January. By the time you see this review, it could be March. I don't know.
And
Or
this is lot 4 actually, and the lot 4 is the first lot to hit the States. The
wow,
other lots have been,
you got some inside info. Look at the legs and tears on this thing.
yeah, it's got some nice ones. Nice legs
Wow,
and tears.
Dave, it's beautiful.
It is. It's nice and
Look,
shiny,
yeah, it's
silvery. Yes.
shiny and you can see the legs and tears are streaming like Netflix, man. Wow. But I mean in a good way. They're not sheeting off.
Yeah,
They're
they're staying. Let's see
they're
that.
generous legs and tears. Now, what that stands for usually, it's not a sign of quality, but it is a good sign. It's a telltale sign. It's what it's going to feel like in your mouth.
Yes, it's a good sign of what your mouthfeel will be.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
exactly.
so there's a lot of thickness in there, and we know a lot more about the information on this tequila. So there's nothing. It's all natural, folks. This is if
Yes,
it's
it
thick
is.
like this, it's and it's pristine, man.
Oh
This is
yeah, nice and clean.
Now, if you follow Dave on his Instagram, what's your Instagram handle, by the way?
NV Tequila,
So it's the reverse of what you have on your
the
cap.
reverse of what I got in my hat. Yeah.
Okay.
I got the hat before I got the handle. Couldn't get this handle.
No, you couldn't get that because somebody else has it for some reason. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
for some reason. I don't know.
But Dave did a real funny thing. He and his daughter Bailey,
Yes.
actually, he couldn't taste it because we don't do that before we go online. Okay.
Right.
But you had your daughter, well, at least at least if we do taste it, we don't actually tell each other what goes on. And
Right.
more often than not, we're too busy with it. There are sealed bottles on my living room floor. I just reboxed and got rid of 5 huge boxes of stuff that I just
And
I'm
yes, I thought it would be fun. My daughter was over for Valentine's dinner last weekend, and uh, yeah, I thought it would be fun to give her a try of a tequila that before I could taste it. And
now
one thing in
do you and you
that little thing I screwed up was I got the wrong distillery.
okay. Well, we'll but this is the official sipping off the cuff review, so
It's the
we'll give you
official.
the actual numbers and the names and where it's all coming from. But what are we getting on the nose here, man?
Nice clean agave.
Yeah, it's deep too.
Oh, I'm getting probably a little touch of mineral. I know it's deep well water, so
Yeah, I'm
something
getting the
from
minerals,
that.
but it's a combination. I know when I popped the cork, I got baked agave right away, and now it's like now that it's
Kind of
opening up in the
kind of
glass,
citrusy.
it's citrusy. Yeah, I was gonna say it's brighter, but it's got both. They're both still there.
Yes.
It's not like one-sided, where it's like too much highlands, too much lowlands, or whatever, not enough.
I know it's a Maditan, I do believe.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing because it really smells that way. And when we get to name the master distiller, you'll get an idea because we've had
Yes.
a few tequilas from this gentleman. Of several of our TJs have, and Amatitan seems to be the area that he prefers to work with.
Mhm.
So that's
Oh,
cool. That's all
it's a
right.
cool area too.
Oh, it's beautiful. You've been there
I've
finally,
been
right?
there. Yes, I've
Yeah.
been there.
Yeah,
You've
you
been there
have.
too, I do believe.
I have been there a couple of times. In fact, the last time I was there for visiting to visit Casa Aceves, we
Yes,
stopped in
that was the one.
Amatitan and I
That was
love
the one I
Amatitan.
visited. So
Yep.
yes,
Yeah.
beautiful area, really is.
Oh, this is exquisite. It's
It's
just, it's not one-sided. It really is balanced. I like it that it's balanced.
and it's a nice agave. It's nice agave.
Now, this is baked, and I understand this is also a slow fermentation, so it's all natural open air fermentation.
Yes,
So they're not going to speed this up. This tends to be this master distiller's MO. So that's how he makes his tequilas.
yes.
And there's just enough alcohol right in the center of the glass. Just enough. It's not overpowering. It's just perfect.
Oh
It's
no,
just
it's not overpowering.
no.
It's a lovely nose. Just agave.
Yep.
Mm.
I know. Let's dive in. Shall we dive in? Or
Okay,
no, you're
let's
too
dive
busy.
in.
Look at
Let's dive.
that. Look how far Dave has come.
Mhm.
Dave is enamored just by the aromas, the
I am.
bouquet, the way it opens up, and it really is blooming nicely in the glass. Some tequilas will not, and it takes
One
a
of
while
our
for them.
one of our early reviews, Cascanes, was the one that really enlightened me on the nose, and it
Yep.
was just wow. So yeah, if
And
I could sit here and sniff on it for a while, mm.
I know, and we could do like 15, 20 minutes of just snorting it, but we've got to ingest some of it and we try to keep these down to about 20 minutes because I know it's a little bit more long form, but we really do want to delve into stuff because a lot of this stuff you folks have never seen and maybe hard to find where you're
It
at
is.
right now. So I'm ready to dive in if you are, man.
I am. I'm ready.
Here we go, folks. Cheers.
Cheers.
Mm,
Ooh,
mm,
that a nice agave pepper.
mm.
I had a touch of sweetness right at the front of the tongue.
Gonna be a long night for me, so I have to use my spit bucket because, folks, your spit bucket is your friend. I just, to be fair, too, as I said, I was busy all afternoon reboxing stuff in it, so I just had a chance to cleanse my palate, which is usually
Mhm.
just, by the way, what we use for cleansing palates, plain old vodka, not flavored vodka, the cheap liter bottle you get at Walmart, wherever you get your vodka. That's what we use. Walmart thinks I'm an alcoholic, and when I tell them, I said, no, I rinse my mouth with this, and they go, you do? They, they think I make martinis out of
Mouthwash.
it. That's
Yay.
mouthwash for me because it's neutral grain spirits, and that's that keeps it gets rid of it, whatever you may have had during the day.
Mhm.
And then of course rinse with water. And I don't normally make a determination on my first pass. I try not to, but
Mm.
I will say that it was a lot denser. It was more baked and fibrous as it went over my palate. You're right, it went in sweet, but then when it
Sweet. And then I felt a real dryness
yeah,
right behind my teeth,
yeah,
the
yeah,
tip
yeah.
of my tongue. And then it went down and it was just nice peppery agave.
So I'm going to take my second pass. I know that you've already had yours, so
Mhm.
I'm going to try mine here. So here we go.
Mm. It's got a semi-long finish. It's got a nice warm fuzzy. There's still the agave sweetness tickling tickling my taste buds a little bit.
Mm. Mm.
Mm. I
I'm not
get a nice clean intake now
oh,
after.
God. I'm not going to waste any time, folks. I'm not wasting anybody's time. Brand promise nominee.
Let's go for it.
Let's do it.
Let's
This
go for it.
let's
It's
go for
mine.
it. It's mine. Way to go, Dave. Dave's got his double-sided paddle. It's like
Yep.
for those of you who are listening to us on the podcast, we actually have paddles that say that will say they're kind of like
And a
the paddles
promise.
you see in auctions, where you got a number and you're bidding on something.
I thought it was a coaster.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's a coaster that we're using as a paddle. Okay, I mean, you know, come on, work with me here, Dave.
Okay, okay. I'm working
Brand a
with you.
promise in this Blanco category. Now, I'm going to give you some ins and outs because I know that the PR company that sent us this information and made the bottles happen. As a matter of fact, what had happened, we actually would have gotten to this review a lot sooner, but there was a holdup on the bottles. I guess the
Yeah.
bottling took a little bit longer, or the supplies of probably it's all hand done, right? Explain to
Yeah,
people.
it was all hand done.
Yeah,
And
because yeah, explain here. It
I,
says on the official press release, it says Entremanos tagline is says it all. A trago lento, which means the desire to savor every moment. Well, it doesn't necessarily mean all of that, but it's close. Lento means light, a lighter, slower moment. So take your time. You know, sip wisely, as we say it every time
yes.
we sign off. Um, so it's a wow. They've I mean, it's amazing. They say it's a sustainable brand. The bottle is made from recycled glass. The
Yeah.
cork is cork remnants, and the string of the bottle is recycled as well. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. Um, Now they are considered a brand with a purpose. The company has a commitment to the invaluable contributions made by the women
By the
who play
women. Yes.
an integral role in the production of Entremanos tequila. To pay homage to them, Entremanos has established Cultivando Lazos, a nonprofit foundation dedicated to creating gender equality in the tequila industry of Mexico. Cultivando Lazos is cultivating links, um, Lazos being kind of uh, the word doesn't translate as much, but a lasso is kind of a link So it's cultivating uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Not so much links, but a commonality. Okay, and that's where this comes in. I
Right,
think.
right, right.
Um, let's see, they would be able to send out samples by mid-December. So this is right now, this is about mid-January, and it took them a while to get these bottles to us.
Hmm.
But the JC Communications made this happen for us. Now, they are okay. Let me give you this information here. It's crafted Entremanos is crafted solely from 100% blue agave, patiently waiting a minimum of 5 to 7 years. I believe it. I
Yeah,
believe that because
yes,
there's so much character in this Blanco. And when we tell you who the master distiller is, Jaime Villalobos Sauza.
yes, it is.
For those of you who have had Suave tequila, also just I believe a little bit earlier this year, if you haven't seen our review on Pancho and Cisco tequila, he is also responsible for that, and that came in as a Blanco only. And I believe he is also responsible for that. If
And
I'm not,
he
I'm not.
is part of the Swaza family too.
Oh yeah, he's a Souza family. Yeah,
Yes,
it's a
definitely.
his father, if I'm not mistaken, is a big. He was one of the founders of the Mexican Tequila Academy and also the CRT.
Yeah,
So
and
he's got some pedigree.
he's got
Uh,
some pedigree. He's got I'm guessing uncle that has another brand there, Los Abuelos.
oh yeah,
Cerveza,
that
that guy,
guy. Yeah.
that guy. I mean,
So
there's a pedigree there.
yeah,
Plus
for the
that name, Swaza.
Sauza,
I,
Sauza,
Thousa. I
Sauza.
know I mix up the A and the U
Yeah,
often.
I know. That's a
I'm a gringo thing.
common gringos thing. But
Yeah.
in fact, here's the thing though. The interesting thing is the this particular um this particular Sauza has I what is it, a like fifth or sixth generation? I think he's a sixth generation Sauza. I think that's how he's considered. And
Something along that line. And
yeah, and so
he
he's had some really award-winning tequilas, but he's not rolled out a whole bunch. You
he's
know,
also an official tequila catador.
well, yeah, duh. His
I mean,
father is the guy who invented
yeah,
the whole, the
he's an
whole,
official one.
yeah, the whole thing.
Fifth
Uh,
generation.
so here's some information on the advisory board that encompasses this company. Alejandro Alvarez, Vice President, Rockefeller Philanthropy Advisors. These guys are Eliana Partida, owner and CEO of Tequilera Hacienda de Oro, and this is where they produce.
Gnome 1522.
There we go. So I know that we had it. I know you had it wrong initially
I
when you were doing your
did.
tasting.
I
Um,
did. I had to get all that information from something else I did and just mix up the two at the same time. So,
oh yeah. Well, it happens because there's a
and I
few of these.
apologize for that.
By the way, for those of you who care, this is considered additive free. However, uh, recently the CRT has made sure that that sort of certification, verification, determination be left up to them.
Yes.
So on the official information, it does say that, but pretty soon that won't be the case.
Mhm.
That won't that will none of that will be added. It'll take a while, I think, for them to police any of that stuff.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
anyway, according to the San Francisco World Spirits Competition, it won a bronze medal. It won a silver medal at the Concours Mondial de Bruxelles, which is a big international uh, contest, an international award Virtus in Lisbon, double gold medal. So you can see where from from the United States onto the world stage, it has really, I think what happens is it has gotten much more attention overseas. And Dave, mention that again about the lot number. You said this was the first lot number to reach the US?
This is the first lot number to reach the US. It's lot 4, and the other ones, one of the lots went to Europe, and I think 2 stayed in Mexico.
Okay, that
So
makes sense.
this is the 4th lot, and it's the first to hit the US. So if you see lot 4 and you go, I wanted the first one, it's like it's the first US lot. So
Yeah. So for those of you who look for lot numbers,
yes,
and Dave does, and several of you who follow us do, here's what I'll tell you though, and what I don't see, and I would love to know,
okay,
is this gentleman, Jaime Villalobos, in the past, uh, since he Amatitan has, in my estimation, I'm not sure, Dave, if you're going to agree with me or not, but in my estimation, we have there is no official designation of highlands and lowlands. It's not like
right,
Scotch where you've got highlands and it's all official.
right,
We don't have that in tequila, but we have regions that people are very familiar with. In my case, I love Amatitan. I love tequilas from that region. I love the
yes,
plants that grow there. Um, this distillery has um, uh, plants. I mean, the Partida family has been known to be they're agave growers primarily.
right. They
They've
are.
been agave growers for decades. Okay, so that's
Yes.
who they are, and that's their region. So it's not like for Casa Aceves, they use Highlands agave, which is more like Arandas and that area there. To my knowledge, they're not using anything out of a Matitan. I mean, they are, but only with Penta. But primarily, if
Okay.
when they do their tequilas for other brands, it's Highlands tequila, Highlands agave that they're looking at. Um, in the past, this Jaime Villalobos Sauza has used the technique that we call lunar resting, or it was originally uh, it was originally done by Casa Herradura. Herradura is also Namatitan
Okay.
before it was bought by Brown Forman and whatever. The original bottles of Herradura, the really vintage bottles that a lot of collectors look at, if you look at the bottle, but that was before Brown Forman, they Jack Daniels the bottle. The original bottles had on the horseshoe, it said Blanco Suave. And they had to petition the CRT to get that designation. What that meant is that they rested their tequila, their blancos, for a certain amount of time in barrels, and then they pulled it out before they had to call it a reposado. So it
Mhm.
was naturally called a Blanco Suave. And that's
Okay.
the same technique that this gentleman uses, but it doesn't say that for Entremanos. I know that Pancho and Cisco is using it. Suave Tequila used it, but this one doesn't tell us anything, Dave.
Now,
I don't know if you've seen it.
the biggest thing that they do say is it's open vat fermentation and no added yeast. So they're just getting the yeast from whatever's around, which tells me that each lot is going to be different.
Yeah, they're using more of the agave that's been that has more character in the ground. They're not
Mhm.
looking at just sugars and things like that. And Jaime Villalobos Sauza, that's his MO. He does no, really.
Yeah,
He doesn't hurry things along, and he doesn't have a lot of brands under I won't say under his belt, but uh, he seems to take a lot more time with the tequilas that he works with,
right.
which I respect the hell out of personally. I can't say enough. See, now it's getting denser and it's deeper. The aromas now that it's had a chance, and it's the same pour. I haven't,
I haven't poured any more
yeah.
either.
And the first one I didn't swallow. The second one I did, and I've only had two passes.
I know the pepper the agave pepper that I got on that very first one has toned down a little bit, and I'm just getting more of a nice, beautiful agave.
Mm. Oh my.
There, it's still got some pepper hit to it.
You know what I'm getting too?
It's toned down a little.
I'm getting a little bit of the anise, more like fennel, but I love that. I'm every time this thing just evolves in the glass, folks.
It is. And
Wow.
I do get some of the minerality of it. I get nice little warmth that's still there on the tongue. I love it.
Well, the mouthfeel, the more passes
Oh
you take.
yeah.
Remember we talked about the legs and tears, folks.
Hmm.
That's what it's doing. It's doing its job. It's coating the palate naturally the way it's supposed to, and that's all plant. That's that's what that is. Like I say, to my knowledge, this thing is, it doesn't have an off color because the Blanco Suaves will have a little tinge of of- I don't even want to call it a pale straw. It's just, it's barely perceptible, but there's nothing here. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the fact that he's not lunar resting it. And a lunar
It,
resting is about from the new moon to the full moon. So it's about 2 weeks, 10 days,
so
something
what
like
I'm seeing on their notes for their production, it on the barrel aging, not used as it is a white tequila bottled after production, only adjusting its alcohol content with dilution water.
that. Okay. Then there you go. So he's not using that method.
No, he's not hitting it in the barrel at all.
I'm I love it.
I love it too.
I love
It's
it too.
good.
As we said earlier, brand of promise nominee in that Blanco category. I don't know, man. Is there anything else we need to say? Oh, do we have a price point for this?
We do have a price point. You can go on to their website and get it for $70.
That's about right.
Uh, I think you can get it at some stores for $10 less.
That's okay too. A $60 bottle for this quality all
Yeah.
day long, folks. All day long. Now,
So
Dave, I know you've done some cocktails. Would you cocktail this thing?
no, no,
Me neither. I
no.
wouldn't. I mean,
I
of course
mean,
you could.
I
I mean, it's your
could,
money, right?
I could, yeah. Would
Yeah.
I? No. This is a nice sipper. This is a nice, very nice sipper. And I'd go
Probably the
down
only
them
thing,
too. And
maybe a
go
ranch water, you know? Yeah. Like we said,
brand
brand.
a promise for packaging also.
Yeah, I like the packaging on that too. I think it's very clever. And again, all sustainable. Your money is going to some really good causes in
Yes.
Mexico. They're not using, they're not going to make agave uh adobe bricks out of it. Okay. Nobody's going there because I don't know about you, Dave, but I didn't see a whole lot of adobe buildings in Jalisco.
No.
You don't see a lot of them. I know
Yeah.
that that's a big thing. I get it. There are other, you know, uh, a lot of a few, well, nonprofit organizations that are doing
Right.
stuff like that. I like it that they're taking care of the people. That's what I
And
like.
it's kind of they are empowering the women too that are down there by
I
employing
I'm
and
so glad
training
that
and all
that's
that.
where they're headed.
Yeah.
I think there's a few tequila distilleries that have spearheaded that. It's more prominent in mezcal. You'll see that a lot in mezcal, but in the tequila industry, you don't see a lot of that. And we wrote a lot, we have a book that we wrote, Babes to Boss Ladies, Women in Tequila Industry. And we were the first ones to really, harp on that.
Right.
And hopefully they continue to recognize the women in all facets of the industry, whether it's and not just bottling, but we got some pretty smart master distillers, mistress
Oh
distillers.
yeah. There's a couple of them.
There's a few now, thank God.
There's a
But
couple of them,
yeah, but
and they're doing a
I'm so
wonderful
glad
job.
this is what, like I say, brand of promise nominee, $70 all day long. I'm good with that. Here it is, folks. Again, it's
Entre
called
manos,
Entre Manos.
entre manos,
What's the
entre
distillery number again, so that everybody gets it?
1522.
That is Hacienda de Oro,
Hacienda de Oro.
which is a Partida family distillery. So the Partidas have been in that area, that region for a long time. For those of you who
Four
follow,
Copas is made at this distillery also.
yeah, there's a several that are made at that distillery, and then their sister distillery is the one that makes Tres Agaves, which
Ah,
is
yes.
and Ileana Partida is the one who handles that. That's her distillery. She handles that brand. But she is also an advisory on the advisory board of this brand as well. So
All right. Nice.
can't go wrong,
Nice.
folks. Can't go wrong all day
Suave
long.
tequila is made here too.
And
So
if you can find lot number 4, that's the first lot to make it into the US, right, Dave?
it is. It
Okay.
is.
There you go. You've heard it from here from us. I love it. I think it's well worth the $70. If you've had it before, please leave us a comment. Hit the notification bell. Give us a like. Now you can follow us on all the social media. We're on X, or it used to be Twitter. I feel like I'm talking about Prince. Twitter, the X, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter. Pretty soon it'll just have, well, X is just a
I
simple.
think everybody knows we can drop the formerly known as Twitter.
Oh, you'd be surprised. I see articles that still say formerly known as Twitter. Okay,
Yeah, I know.
fine, cool, whatever. We're not on TikTok, but we're on Instagram, Facebook. We're still on Pinterest, and I don't know why, because
One
nobody's
more quick note on this bottle.
go for
It's
it.
only 700 milliliters.
Oh, um, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is a 700 ml. And that is now allowed through the TTB. So it's not
Yes.
750, it's
Not 750.
700 milliliters. And this makes it easier for bottling. The reason this is allowed now is because 700 milliliters is pretty much the standard in Europe,
In Europe, yes.
in Mexico as well, in most parts of
And I'm
Mexico.
guessing why, because it went to Europe before it came to the States.
Yeah, yeah. And that's why it took them so long to get us the bottles. But it's okay. I'm okay with that. I really am
Still a
okay.
good tequila.
Yeah, with the depth and the complexity of this tequila, 700, it's got the same a kind of you'll be really satisfied with what you're sipping. So that's our take. I'm Mike Morales here in Southern California. That gentleman out there is
Dave Dinius in Reno, Nevada.
You have been watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell, give us a like, share this video with your friends, okay? If you're
Comments.
heavy
We love
into
hearing your comments.
yeah, leave us your comments. Let us know, what you're doing with it. I mean, are you making a cocktail with it? Are you just sipping with it? I love the complexity. Tell us what you think. And, whatever you guys do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely. And again, I'm sorry